I wanted to talk to you a little bit about using your rake brush. If you only knew how much fun you can have with your rake brush, once you get used to how much water to add to your paint, how to lift off your pressure, how to follow the shape of what you're working in, you're going to love it. Because even with this little, so we had members request a Mardi Gras gnome, and so here he is. I think we have 55 gnomes. It's crazy, and they keep requesting more. We have a very long list, and but in this painting alone, we have feathers that's made with a rake brush. We have his adorable beard that's also made with a rake brush. So I want to show you just a few strokes so you can master your rake brush, because it's just simple strokes in order to create beautiful paintings, every single one of them. So if you just trust the process, you'll create a painting that you love and you want to hang on your wall every single time. Let me show you a couple of strokes, okay? So I have my rake brush here. I always say grab the brush that looks like it's chewed, all right? We talk about this brush a lot because I use it all the time. So you can use it for hair, fur, feathers, grass. It's so fabulous. And so once you get used to the stroke with this, you're gonna love it, okay? So what I do is say I have a side palette paint here of like green, okay? Green, and let me hold it up to the right section. And so green and white. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this brush into my cup, and I'm going to put water in this side palette at least twice. I really wanna loosen it up, all right? Because we want this brush to do its job. And so since it has those, little cut in areas on the end, it's going to make a beautiful feathered mark for you. You can use your skinny part of this brush or the wide part of the brush. And how I decide which part of the brush to use is what size I'm working in. Okay, so either would be fine. All right. But say I'm making a palm leaf or a feather. Feather's the same as like a palm leaf. Okay. So say I'm just going to make the middle line to begin with. All right. And then I'm going to go, I'll get a little closer here. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to pull down and I'm going to lift off. So you want to lift off your pressure, lift off your pressure. Look at that. Comes out so nice and beautiful. But you have to know, so when I'm on the other side, say the other side of the feather or the other side of the palm leaf, they're both almost identical. What you want to do is use the skinnier part of your brush then, because it's a thinner area, and make that come out just like that. And then you could highlight your lighter colors on top of it, things like that. But so much fun. But what I want you to do is practice watering down the paint, practice lifting off, practice your lightest touch, setting the brush down very light. Because if you're a new painter, new painters tend to use a lot of paint. It's just natural, a lot of pressure. So you want to learn how much paint you have on your brush, when to add water, like when to dry brush instead. And you'll learn that very quickly, okay? And so even when you're making grass, what you're doing is you can use the skinny part of it or the wide part of it, bring it up, lift off. Learn to lift off your pressure. This brush is fantastic. You can take, the wide part and lift off this way. I always say like one short, one long, one short, one long. So you guys don't start and stop at the same point every single time. There's the skinny part. And if you want to do the wide part, you just lift up just like this. Okay. But look how nice. When you go and highlight that, add some highlights to this, it'll look so three-dimensional. I'm just going to add some like water to this gold and have my rake brush. Okay. So what I'm going to do is say I want to make some braids, and this is the same for making like those gnome beards and making any hair whatsoever. But braids, they're so easy. People would be surprised. So you're pulling in from like one side, and then right here in the middle, you're pulling down just a little bit, straight. And then I'm going to pull in from the other side. I'm a little blind up close. And so you're going to crisscross this way. Okay. I'm going to crisscross this way. And then what we're going to do, what's important is I'm leaving some of that black show. And then I'll highlight some of these pieces. But look how easy you can make the implication of braids. Say that's a ponytail holder there. And then down at the bottom, you're just going to pull down with the skinny part, one long, one short. Then I'm going to water down just a little bit of white and show you how to highlight this. It's hard for me to tell, like from the side, but I'll make it a little bit brighter too in case you can't see the gold very well. All right. So I'm going to wash my brush. So you can use any browns, you can use your raw sienna, your Van Dyke brown, you can use burnt umber, a little bit of white. A lot of people tell me that they struggle to make hair, but whenever you learn this technique, then you'll get it. Like it's a light touch and you need to water down your paint. I don't want a lot of paint on my brush. So if you're used to being heavy-handed, wipe it off a little bit on your paint towel, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brighten a couple of pieces that I want to, look like it's coming out towards you a little bit, very light touch, still letting some of that, black show through, letting some of the gold, don't cover everything, letting some of the gold show through. And then you can always do a little bit of a dance. Say you press too hard and everything got, everything's white. This is such an easy fix. So I talk about how forgiving acrylic painting is all the time. You can wipe it off with your wet paint towel. You can paint over it too. Like I can take some black, like say I thought, oh, that's too bright. Paint over it, like go and like dull it down a little bit once you take a look at it, if you need to, okay? But it's so fun to paint with a rake brush. So, learn your light touch, all right? Learn to lift off, learn to water it down. These are simple techniques that our members learn in our membership, and I want you to enjoy them too, because painting is fun and you don't have to do little details to make something look realistic. So it's all about learning like very simple techniques to build three-dimensional paintings.